Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. I am pretty sure that this video is going to be going up in that in-between period between Christmas and New Year. So I hope you all had the most wonderful Christmas. And if you are watching this video in that period, then I hope you are enjoying some time off and working your way through all of the leftover cheese and all of that good stuff. And if you are watching this in 2025, then I hope you had a wonderful new year as well. But today I thought I would film a sit down video because I've not done one of these in so long, and I really wanted to chat through my best and worst luxury purchases. I am also going to be talking through my wish list for 2025 as well, but I will save that until the end. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to chat through some of the purchases I think have been really worthwhile additions to my wardrobe, and those which I potentially regret buying a little bit. But yeah, let's jump into the video, and I'm actually going to start off by showing you some new jewellery pieces, and this is actually really exciting for me because these are going to be the jewellery pieces that I wear on my wedding day. We are actually getting married twice because we're getting married in the south of France in 2026. And then when you get married abroad, you also have to do a legal wedding in the UK to obviously make it official. So we've decided to split it up and do the legal wedding in 2025 and then obviously the big wedding in 2026. Which is a very roundabout way of saying that I have some new pieces in my jewellery collection which I am going to be wearing for my legal wedding this year, and they are from the brand Idyl, who I am really excited to be working with on this part of today's video. Idyl have the most stunning and like really special jewellery pieces. They are beautiful quality, they use solid gold and sustainable lab-grown diamonds. And one thing that really like sets them apart, I think, is the fact that their jewellery is modular. So essentially you buy the studs if you're going for earrings. They have 3 different sizes and they come in 14 karat solid gold, and then also white gold and rose gold as well if you aren't like a yellow gold jewellery girl. And the studs also come in 3 different sizes. So there are petite and then medium and large. I went for the petite studs. I will obviously insert cutaways so you can see them up close, but I have quite small ears and I really want the studs to wear as my everyday studs in my second hole. At the minute I don't have anything in there because I've only got like slightly chunkier jewellery, and I wanted something really minimal and classic for my second hole, so that is how I plan to wear them every day. But then you can also get add-ons with Idyl, and they've got loads of different designs and they're so stunning. So the ones I have in now are called the Ono add-on, and these are the ones I'm going to wear for my wedding day. I just think they are the most elegant and like beautiful understated earrings. They are perfect. They're not going to take away from what I'm wearing or anything like that, but they just add that little touch of sparkle. And then I do also have a second earring add-on, and this one's a little bit different. Also, look how stunning the Idyl packaging is. It's like a little book. It's so cute. But as you can see, I've got the other earring add-on in here. This one is the Lucia earring, and it kind of like sits underneath your earlobe, which I think is so pretty, and I definitely don't have anything like this in my jewellery collection already. So again, obviously I'll show you how this one looks on in the cutaways, but I absolutely love it. And then the final piece I went for is a necklace, and I just think this is absolute perfection, literally the exact style I was looking for to wear on my wedding day. Again, it's really understated and just so elegant, and the diamonds are so sparkly. And again, you buy the chain separately and then you can switch out the add-on and put something else on there. They also have some that work for both earrings and necklaces as well. So you're not always having to purchase like a brand new pair of earrings because you've already got that like starting point with the stud, and then you can kind of add to your collection for like birthdays or for anniversaries, any kind of special occasion like that. You could put a piece on your wish list and yeah, continue to grow your collection. So I do actually have a 10% off discount code for Idyl, and it is Lily Clark 10, so that will get you 10% off your order. I feel like for the quality of the pieces, their pricing is really reasonable. Obviously with them being gold, you can like shower in them and you don't need to worry about tarnishing and things like that. So yeah, I could not be happier. Oh, and one other thing to note is that Idyl do have a loyalty scheme as well, which when you sign up, you actually get 100 points, and then every time you shop, you collect points on your purchases, and once you've got 1,000 points, that basically equates to a $100 voucher, so you can use that on your next purchase. So if you're planning to kind of add to your collection as you go along, then it's definitely worth signing up to the loyalty club. You also sometimes get little gifts with your purchase, like you'll see in the unboxing I did that I got a little mirror and a silk scrunchie. So yeah, it's such a gorgeous brand, and I am so very happy to have my jewellery for my wedding day sorted. Okay, so moving on to my best and worst luxury purchases. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm thinking I might do a couple of best purchases and then do a couple of worst, just to kind of split it up a bit. So starting off in the category of footwear, one of my best luxury purchases of this year were my Totem knee-high boots. I got these, I think, in like September time. I actually got them on Net-a-Porter in the sale. I believe they're around half price or maybe like 40% off. And I have worn these so much since. I actually bought them with New York in mind. I obviously knew we were going to be doing a lot of walking, and with us going in like autumn time, I wanted something that was gonna like cover my toes so I wasn't walking around in heels in the evening. And these were just perfect. They have such a low heel, as you can see. It's like a proper true kitten heel, but because of the shape of the boot, it really looks from the front like you're wearing quite a high heel. I feel like this like tapered square toe is just the most flattering style of shoe. And yeah, they are so comfortable. I walked around all day in them some of the days, and I also wore them in the evenings. And yeah, I had absolutely zero problems, and I've worn them loads at home before and after as well. So yeah, I can definitely vouch for these, that they are super, super comfortable. I also really love the patent leather. I feel like that was a really good choice. I actually find patent leather to be so much more like robust than like classic leather. I haven't even scuffed these at all yet, and I am someone who scuffs my shoes literally all the time. And then the second pair of shoes that were a great addition to my wardrobe are my Prada ballet flats. I just had a look down my Instagram to see when it was I bought these, and it was February 2023, so almost 2 years ago now, which is crazy because that really doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But I got these at Bicester Village, and don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they actually still do these, or at least they did as of recently. So if you are after them, then definitely go and have a look. They are the Prada classic black ballet flats. Again, they have a patent toe, and I think this contributes to why these are one of my best purchases, because they still look in really great condition. They could do with a bit of a wipe, but the amount that I have worn these is actually crazy. The cost per wear on these will be very, very low at this point, because in spring and in autumn, I basically live in these at all times. And then now for my worst luxury purchases in the footwear category. Starting off again with a pair of boots, which you might not have ever actually seen me wear on YouTube. I think I did feature them in the video when I first got them. I was working with Farfetch at the time, and I did actually get a voucher to put towards something to include in the video. So I didn't fully pay for these myself, but they were still a very expensive pair of boots, and I have worn them once. These are the Paris, Texas knee-high boots. They are gorgeous, like to look at. They are absolutely beautiful. They have a really pointed toe and a huge stiletto, and the leather is so soft and like buttery. But yeah, the huge stiletto is the problem because they are just so uncomfortable. I wore them out to shoot some content in and my feet were just not in a good way afterwards. They were really, really hurting. They also actually started to kind of disintegrate on the sole, and this is from me wearing them once. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend buying these. I also actually bought these like quite expensive wooden shoe boot horn type things to put inside there. So they are still in really good condition and the leather hasn't stretched out. But yeah, I cannot see myself ever wearing these again. So I will at some point list them for sale and they can ruin someone else's feet instead. And then I also have a couple of pairs of heels, which I don't think were necessarily my best investment. The first pair I absolutely adore. They are the most beautiful heels from Manolo Blahnik. Again, I got these in the sale, so I did get a good price for them, and I do absolutely adore them. I think they are gorgeous and just like a really special pair of heels for like a special occasion. But they aren't very practical because they are a nude satin leather. So again, I've worn these out once, which is so bad, but I'm just scared of like scratching or like getting a stain on the satin. And also I do find this nude colour quite difficult to style. I am someone who quite likes to match like shoes and bags together, and I don't have any bags in like a pale like ballet nude like this. So yeah, I just haven't found myself reaching for them very often. And then the other pair of heels were actually another Bicester Village purchase. So these are like the classic Dior slingbacks. They do these in a few different colours and they bring out like new patterns kind of regularly. But I got the like champagne gold pair from Bicester. Again, they are such a pretty pair of heels. I really, really like them, and these are comfortable as well. I love a slingback. I have so many different pairs of slingbacks. Definitely my favourite style of shoe. But I've worn these a few times and they just scratch so easily. I don't know if it will pick it up on camera, but I don't know, they just seem to get little scratches all over them all the time without even trying. And I've only worn them a few times, so yeah, it's a little bit annoying, I would say, and I feel like that is probably the reason they were discounted at a Bicester. I do feel like this gold colour is a little bit more difficult to style. It's obviously like a champagne-y pale gold, so I've never actually been able to find a bag which matches these perfectly. So again, probably contributing to the reason why I haven't worn these too often. And then moving on to some bags, and one of my favourite luxury purchases, I bought this Cult Gaia clutch last year in around December time, I think actually. And I've worn this bag so much. I absolutely love it with my whole heart. I just think it is the most beautiful and fun bag. It really makes any outfit just so much more exciting. And obviously it works really, really well for like the festive period, but then I've worn it so much in summer too. I just love it so much. It's not the most practical bag, I have to say, because it fits very little. Cannot get my phone in there, but I usually carry that anyway. But it does fit all like my makeup and like my cards and things like that. But yeah, it's not the most practical, I will say that. But yeah, I've had countless compliments on this bag. I really, really love Cult Gaia clutches. I am planning to add to my collection over the years because I just feel like they do some really special designs. I feel like this is a type of bag that I can imagine like my grandchildren pulling out in however many years, and yeah, using this as like a vintage clutch. So yeah, absolutely love this one. And then another bag which I wholeheartedly recommend is the New York bag from Demelia London. I was actually very kindly gifted this earlier in the year, and I am so happy with this bag. I've used it so much. It is literally the perfect travel bag, the perfect everyday bag. It fits everything, and yeah, I just use it all the time. I do have a lot of other bags in the mid-range luxury price point category, which again I just wear like constantly. But I am going to film an updated mid-range luxury video. I did one about my handbag collection last year and it did really well, so I'm going to film an updated one. So I didn't want to include too many, but I thought this one deserved an honourable mention because I just use it so often. And then again, I'm so happy that I went for the like faux croc leather in this, because I feel like it is so hard wearing. Like I say, I do have a few of the midi New Yorks, and I got 2 of those in like the classic grained leather, and over time they do kind of start to slouch a little bit, but I feel like because this one is a harder leather, it hasn't misshapen over time, it's still perfect. So yeah, love it, and would highly recommend if you have been on the lookout for a new travel bag or like a work bag or something like that. And then I did struggle a little bit for handbags in the worst category. I was thinking about potentially including my Jacquemus Bambino bag because I don't wear it anymore, but I used to wear it all the time. It's just that I've kind of gone off that style a little bit, so I didn't think it would be fair to include that one. So instead I thought I would include this clutch bag, which is from Celine, if you couldn't tell by the huge logo. I bought this a couple of years ago and I've definitely worn it, but I feel like it is such a seasonal bag. It is so summery because it's this like fabric, I don't know what you would say that is called, but it's like a woven knitted kind of fabric material, and then it's got the tan leather. But I'd go as far as to say that I don't even really wear this in the UK, even in the summer. For me, it's definitely more of a holiday bag, so it's just really not been used that often. Almost forgot to show you another pair of my absolute favourite heels. These are from Alaya, and they are the heart heels. They do them in a few different colours, and I fell in love with these when I first saw them a few years ago. I can't remember when I bought these either, but I've definitely had them for like a year or probably over a year now. And these are the comfiest heels I have ever worn. I have worn these to weddings, I've worn them to like events where I've been on my feet for ages, and they never cause me any issues. They are so comfortable, and I also feel like they are the most flattering pair of shoes. They've obviously got this vinyl strap around your foot, which I guess is why they're so comfortable, because it has that support. But you can't see that when you are wearing them, so all you can see is the heart detail, which is not only very cute, but I just feel like it's a really flattering shape. So I absolutely love wearing these, especially for like occasions and things like that. The only thing I would say is that obviously the vinyl can get a little bit grubby. They definitely could do with a clean, and I'm not sure how I'd get like the dirt that gets right down in that section out. I probably would need to send them to someone to have them properly cleaned, but I don't mind doing that because, like I say, they are just so comfortable and I've worn them so often. And another pair of these heels is definitely on my wish list. I've got my eye on the classic black ones, but then they've also just brought out a burgundy pair, which are stunning. So yeah, they're a very expensive pair of heels, but for me, worth it for comfort. And I've also never seen a pair of heels similar to this on the high street. Okay, and then moving on to some clothing items. You'll know if you watch my videos regularly that I tend to mostly shop like premium high street. But I do buy the odd like designer clothing piece if I feel like it's really going to add to my wardrobe, usually at the lower price point in like the designer categories. So starting off with some best purchases, the first being my Philippa K wool trousers. I've just checked the label and they are actually 50% or 45% wool, and then the rest is mostly polyester, so I guess that isn't the best fabric composition, but they do feel such good quality, and the shape and the fit of them is just so nice. I've never had a pair of trousers that fit me better around the waist. I love how structured the waistband is, and they are nice and high-waisted, and then they are a perfect wide leg. I did have to get them taken up because they were too long for me, but that wasn't an issue. And yeah, I just absolutely adore the fit. I think it is perfection. And then another best purchase in the clothing category are my Anina Bing blazers. I think these retail for around £400. I did get both of them with a discount though, and you can often get discounts on Anina Bing on different retailers, so definitely have a shop around. I'll try and find somewhere where, I don't actually think this one is in stock anymore, but I think this one could be, so I'll try and find somewhere where it is either on sale or you can use a code. But this one I've had in my wardrobe for many years now, I think maybe 3 years, and I love it. I've worn it so often. I feel like this sage green tone is just perfect for my wardrobe. It adds a little bit of colour, but it still feels like a neutral at the same time, and it goes with a lot. These are both the same style, and they are 100% wool, gorgeous quality, really smooth wool as well, so obviously not itchy at all. They're very soft, and you actually probably wouldn't think they were wool just looking at them. The shape of these is very oversized, very boxy. I got this one in the extra small, and I did actually get it tailored in the end because it was like too big for me. So I had it taken in at the shoulders, and then I think I also had the sleeve shortened too. And I had it slightly shortened at the bottom as well. So I did have it tailored quite a lot. Whereas this one I got, again, from Bicester Village. I got this fairly recently actually, and I got this in the size extra small, and this is a perfect fit. Still oversized, but doesn't like swamp me or anything, and it goes with everything. So yeah, I wear these all the time. I reach for them all the time when I'm going out for dinners or for like nights out. They just go with so much, and definitely worthwhile investments for my wardrobe. And then I am kind of scraping the barrel for my worst luxury clothing purchases, and I am reluctant to put this in that category. But this is my Totem scarf jacket, which I got 2 years ago, and I love this. I still really like it, but I just don't get enough wear out of it. I think because I have a lot of coats in my wardrobe. If you watched my last wardrobe switch over, you will know that. But yeah, I just don't reach for it as often as I should, considering the price. It's not a affordable coat by any means. And I feel like it should get more wear for the price point it is. I think maybe the colour, I potentially should have gone for a slightly different colour, although I do really like the grey. But yeah, I guess because it is short as well, it's not like the easiest to style. I think if I was going to spend so much money on a coat, I maybe should have gone for something super classic, like a camel coat or something like that, because that's something that I wear all the time, whereas this, I guess, is a little bit more difficult to style. Okay, so those are all of my best and worst luxury purchases. So I thought I would just chat through some pieces that I do have on my wish list for 2025, because there are a few. I will put pictures to the side so you obviously know what I'm talking about, but the first piece that has been on my wish list for a little while now is the Totem T-Lock clutch bag. I wanted originally the brown croc version, but since then I got a Pollen bag in the same colour, so I don't feel like I need another brown bag in my wardrobe. But so they then brought it out in camel, and it's the prettiest colour. It's like a kind of beigey camel tone, not too like warm toned, and I don't have any bags in that particular kind of tone. So I feel like it would slot really nicely into my existing handbag collection. I really love that you can use it as a clutch, but then you also get a strap that can be worn on the shoulder or worn crossbody. It doesn't go into like a little shoulder bag, so if I wanted to do that, I would have to get some of those clips that kind of like clip the bag strapped together inside and then wear it like that, but I do think that would work. And I love Totem. I feel like it is like a slightly underrated brand, although people definitely wear it. I just feel like it's so nice. The pieces are always such gorgeous quality, and they definitely have that kind of cool girl feel to them. And then the other pieces on my wish list are actually purchases for the wedding, so with my bridal wardrobe in mind. The first thing that I'm on the lookout for at the minute is a pair of shoes to wear for the legal wedding. I actually already have my outfit. It was the first thing that I ordered, and I tried it on and I was like, yeah, I really like this. I didn't want anything too over the top because I'm trying to keep this wedding as low-key as possible. But I kind of already knew, I had a vision for what I wanted, and I found it, and yeah, it's just perfect. So I've already got my outfit, but I need a pair of shoes to match. So I've been having a look at different like designer brands because you will be able to see my shoes. So I'd like something like kind of nice. And I've been looking at Jimmy Choo, which I feel like is like the classic bridal shoe brand. They have so many different styles. I saw these ones that are called the Saida heels that I've seen quite a few people wearing, and again they are a pointed toe style, not too dissimilar from the Alaya heels. But the pair that I am after are in a patent leather, so again I feel like they are going to be more hard wearing, and it's not going to be something that I literally just wear once and they get ruined, because I know they do the same heels in like a white satin, which are gorgeous, but I just don't think they're going to be staying clean after you've worn them once, so not practical at all. And then the second pair are from Amina Muaddi. I've seen that they've brought out a few different styles in a lace fabric, which I just think is so gorgeous for a bridal shoe. Probably not the most practical because they're not like leather, so they could very easily get marked. Although something in me is just saying that the lace would be slightly more practical than a satin would be, and I don't know why, but maybe it's just me trying to justify them. I'm not sure whether these are going to be the right tone to go with what I'm wearing, so I think I will need to order them. But they've got a mule style, which I think would be what I go for, like an open toe mule, very classic. And then they've also got a like sling back version with the classic Amina Muaddi heels. Now I think that they would be a really good choice if you were getting married on grass, because the heel is slightly wider at the bottom, so it's not going to dig into the grass, which would just be a nightmare. So I feel like they are quite a practical shoe for a bridal shoe. So if I don't get the open toe ones for the legal wedding, then I might end up getting the slingback version for the wedding in France, because I think we will be getting married on grass, all being well with the weather. And then the final piece on my wish list is again another bridal purchase, but one that I just feel like will be perfect for my wardrobe anyway, and that is the Bottega Veneta vanity case in the, I think it's called Sea Salt, the colour. It's like an off-white cream colour. I think this will go perfectly with what I am wearing on my wedding day, and I just love the style of it so much. I feel like Loro Piana did their version of that first, but I personally prefer the Bottega one. I love Bottega bags and have been thinking about purchasing one for quite a while, but just never really landed on one that I felt like I really needed. But this one I feel like will just be so perfect for my bridal wardrobe and for my summer wardrobe as well. But yeah, that brings me to the end of the video. Those are all the pieces so far on my wish list for 2025. I'm sure it will continue to grow as we get into the year. I'd love to know what's on your wish list for next year. And I really hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you found it kind of useful to know what I've been loving and what I potentially wouldn't have purchased if I could go back in time. As always, I will try and leave everything that is current season linked below. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.